The surging cost of residential electricity has become a critical kitchen table issue across America, overshadowing many national political debates. Since 2021, average household utility bills have spiked by nearly 30%, outpacing general inflation and creating widespread financial strain. The scale of this crisis is staggering. Approximately 80 million Americans now struggle to keep up with their rising utility payments, often sacrificing other essential needs just to maintain basic electrical service. This financial burden has transformed utility costs from a routine expense into a major source of household stress. A new documentary, The Fight for Power, illuminates this growing crisis through the lens of Georgia residents battling against a utility monopoly. Their story exemplifies a broader national pattern where consumers face mounting costs while having diminishing input into their energy future. The film reveals how this isn't simply about monthly bills, it's a deeper examination of power structures, corporate influence, and citizen agency in modern America. By focusing on Georgia's experience, the documentary provides a microcosm of challenges faced by communities nationwide. At the heart of this issue are state public utility commissions, which hold tremendous authority over rate increases and infrastructure decisions. These regulatory bodies are meant to balance corporate interests with public good, but often operate with minimal transparency or public accountability. The consequences of regulatory failure became starkly evident in the Ohio utility bribery scandal involving House Bill 6, which resulted in over $250 million in penalties and refunds to consumers. This case serves as a powerful example of how corruption and regulatory capture directly impact household budgets and community well being. The documentary reframes utility bills as more than just monthly expenses. They're a window into how power and influence operate in American society. This perspective is particularly relevant as voters increasingly question whom the current system truly serves, and as state level decision makers shape policies that will impact communities well beyond their terms in office. The film demonstrates how these seemingly routine utility decisions reflect deeper questions about democratic representation and corporate accountability. The film's examination of utility costs, corporate power, and regulatory systems reveals how deeply these elements are interconnected with democratic processes. It challenges viewers to consider how essential services are governed and whether current systems adequately represent public interests. Through personal stories and systematic analysis, the documentary illustrates how regulatory decisions affect not just individual bills, but the very fabric of community life and democratic participation. The documentary will debut at Sundance, where audiences can preview the film's sizzle reel at Powerhouse, an event hosted by powerlines.org. This gathering aims to facilitate meaningful discussions among creators, funders, civic leaders, and artists about the intersection of storytelling, democratic engagement, and collaborative problem solving. Located just steps from Main Street, Powerhouse provides a warm, intentional space for conversations that transcend typical festival networking to address fundamental questions about citizen power, depolarization, and community action. The film highlights how utility regulation and costs reflect broader questions about democratic accountability and citizen participation in essential public services. By following the struggles of everyday Americans against powerful utility interests, it puts a human face on complex regulatory and political issues. This crisis touches every aspect of American life, from family budgets to democratic institutions. As utility costs continue to rise and regulatory decisions shape our energy future, the film underscores the urgent need for greater public engagement and accountability in these crucial systems that affect millions of Americans' daily lives. Through its exploration of these interconnected challenges, the fight for power offers both a warning about the current state of utility regulation and a call to action for greater civic engagement in these essential decisions. Those interested in viewing the sizzle reel and participating in this important Sundance experience can RSVP through the film's website at www.thefightforpowerfilm.com, where they can join this crucial conversation about power, democracy, and the future of American communities.